Happy Monday, everybody.
TGIM? Is that
TGIM?
TGIM.
Well, that's it. That was what's going to get us flagged on this episode.
The Indian accent.
The Indian accent.
It's not the two words I'm tempted to say, the F word and the R word.
4? Yeah. 4? Happy Monday, everybody. We're back in Florida again.
Wow.
And it's a pleasure to have Mr. Vincent Oshana here with us.
Thank you for having me. Brother, your voice, I have trouble sleeping at night, so I have to have a sleep machine. And no homo, I would pay to have you next to me, just in my ear going, just go to sleep, everything. Like that voice. Oh.
That's what we did last night.
Oh, that's like it made you go to sleep. Yeah, bro. Tell me a story in my ear, I'll be done.
Bro, he cured my sleep apnea last night.
This is it.
He even had to take his mouthpiece out.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Well, yeah. I'm not going to tell you why.
That's a whole nother story, the whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, that's the mouthpiece had to come out last night, unfortunately. I'm telling you, bro, it's like we're 30 seconds in, this fucking episode's getting flagged.
Well, because I heard you're not supposed to cuss like the first 8 minutes. That's why on my podcast I don't cuss the first 8 minutes.
First 8 minutes.
First 8 minutes, if you don't cuss, you're golden. In the 8 minutes, so we'll just bleep that. We just bleep yours out. That's why I don't cuss in the first 8 minutes. Oh, but once 8 minutes hits,
that's it. F
word, every R word.
I wonder who came up with the 8 minutes, though. It's like, I think if somebody can control themselves for 8 minutes, then it's good to go.
Yeah, because they're monitoring it, and then they're like, okay, but like with wiretaps back in the day, like with the mafia, it was like, I think the first 3 minutes they got to listen, and if nothing was said about mafia business, they'd let go, and that's why then the real guys would get on the phone. Oh yeah,
it must be an American worker, or somebody from like the DMV.
Oh, 1,000%.
Or they don't want to pay somebody overtime. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's like 8 minutes in. All right, cigarette break.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Everybody's clocked out. Let's talk about your business.
Well, we're gonna try to keep this at a minimal as far as politics, but it's inevitable. Eventually, we're probably gonna dive into it. But we wanted to do a show with you because we watch you on PBD, and we've seen your stand-up stuff as well.
And not only that, his own podcast.
Well, yeah, your own podcast as well, where you shoot right over there.
Yeah.
And watching you, we know you're Assyrian.
Yeah.
For some reason, I guess it's like an Armenian Assyrian thing. It's like we kind of like mesh so well together, and it's like, bro, he's another brother. Like
Similar enemies in the sense.
Oh, 1,000%. Same enemies. By the way, same upbringing, parents, grandmother. Our cultures are so close, and we left the battle on which group was the first to accept Christianity. I love that. That's our fighting. We're not fighting for turf. We're not fighting for anything else. It's like no, we believed in Jesus first. Like, oh, really? Come, and then the argument starts.
But you know what's funny? We've spoken about this on the show before. Like, 301 AD is the date that Armenians accepted Christianity as a whole. All right, and it was after the story of Gregory the Illuminator,
yes,
who was thrown into the pits of Horvidab, which was a church in Armenia, and then there's a whole backstory to it. But in my opinion, and I don't know if Armand will concur with me, but I think 301 AD was the demise of the Armenian people growing as a nation. Mm-hmm. Because us accepting Christianity in a territory surrounded by Muslims, it was inevitable for us.
Target on our backs.
Big time, bro. Yeah. And look at where we are today. We're fortunate enough to have a country. The Assyrians don't have a country.
Nope, we're back that is now. Tigris Euphrates River. It's all yeah. And you make a great point, bro. When you're surrounded by everybody that literally hates you, and then look at that. I think we have like 3 million of us left. How many Armenians are there?
About 10.
That's freaking amazing, though. Yeah, we're down to 3, bro. That's why I push on the Syrians. I go, listen, this whole going to parties, and you guys have the same parties. Everybody's away from each other, dancing in circles. I go, holler at each other and start making children.
Yeah, man.
We literally have to start. And I have to start getting active myself. I mean, I'm at the point now where it's starting to happen. But it's like we gotta, numbers don't lie, bro. We gotta pump out.
Definitely.
That's why I tell people, stop freaking being proved. Like, meet a good person, meet a good Assyrian, Armenian, and just let's start multiplying, bro. Let's go.
Because we had a few years back, we had Armin Orogen on our show, and he made a very interesting statement about how there's over 5,000 languages spoken around the world, but roughly around 190 countries exist, right?
Wow.
And Armenia is one of them.
Yeah.
So imagine those other 4,000 810 languages don't have a country.
Yeah.
You're right.
Crazy.
Being Assyrians Assyrian is its own language.
Yeah, I speak. Yeah, Assyrian Aramaic is our own language.
Yeah, and Aramaic is basically the language Jesus Christ spoke.
Yep, 100%. And Hebrew, if you hear Hebrews, like I have Jewish friends, their alphabet and our alphabet is very, very similar. Like Alabid, Gemad, Dalati, Vav, Zen, Chet. Same, dude, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Obviously, they speak completely. I can't understand anything that they say.
I think they have the more ches and
a lot of ch. Well, Assyrians have we're ch too. You know, Arabic's like
sound
Arabic
like
comes
Arnold.
from
Arnold.
Arnold.
Phlegm build
It'd
up.
be funny if Arnold was freaking Muslim. Like that. That dude, you wouldn't watch it like.
Oh, geez.
That.
How would he say "screw your freedom" in that accent?
You can't, bro.
That's hard, bro. I dislike him very much.
Well, a lot of people look. I started disliking Arnold after he said "screw your freedom."
That's one of the main ones. But his driving, like, bro, and you guys, California, you know how many car accidents he's gotten in his, like, I'm not even joking. I was on Laurel Canyon going to the Laugh Factory, and his thing was on top of another car. He backed into another car. The lady was dude.
Oh, you were there when he flipped his car?
Well, not the flip. He was on he like drove on top of another.
Because he drives huge cars, like big ass Hummers, and
He likes some big cars.
Yeah, and I don't know. And somebody, when you guys can look this up, I think he got into a motorcycle accident. I want to say when he was the governor, he got into. So this is a true story. He was on Ventura Boulevard, and he had one of those motorcycles that has a sidecar. I mean, dude, typical German. Come on, like really. And I think one of his great grandfather was a Nazi or some shit. So that's the worst motorcycle to have. So get a Ducati, bro. Why are you gonna have the little? So he's on that thing, and apparently, and you guys can look this up. That's when he got to him, and he got like a bunch of stitches on his lip. You guys don't remember this?
That I don't remember.
Okay, facts. He got into a motorcycle accident. Joey could look it up. So somebody was backing out on Ventura, and it hit him. He went flying, cracked his lip, and his son was in the sidecar with him. And dude, when I heard that, I laughed so hard because that means that day on Ventura, somebody was just walking minding their business, and they actually heard. Somebody heard that live. But could you imagine? They're like, was that Arnold? What the hell?
You know what would be funnier as hell? Him standing up with the Terminator music. Somebody blasting.
Oh my god! Like, I'll be back.
Yeah. So it was on January 8th, 2006. He was backing out of a driveway.
And how many stitches does it say?
Man, it says he had a broken rib
and stitches on his mouth.
And his son was next to him.
Yeah, and he was probably like, "Jimmy, talk to me," and his son was like, "Daddy." Like, just his driving, his attitude, that whole F you. Anybody with that accent that says F your freedoms, how about F you? Like, this is America. To say F your freedoms and then tell people, especially with that situation, to F your freedoms, what? For me to put in some experimental shit on my body? Shame on him, bro. Shame on him.
And mind you, this is a man that was our governor who ran as a Republican.
Yeah.
And look, majority of Republicans or conservatives have certain morals, have certain values, have certain principles. That means you running as a quote unquote Republican was a fluke. You weren't a true Republican.
Not
you were
at
basically a Democrat.
Yep.
Because everything that we're seeing see what I'm telling you, we're gonna get into fucking politics.
Nice. It's all good. We shift today. And he's married
We went from Arnold to like
he's married to Maria Shriver.
he does a good Arnold accent. Definitely.
It's just Arabic. It's just Arabic. Arabic with ignorant. You're gonna add ignorant
but he's Austrian.
Austria, yeah.
Or as they call him, the poor man's Germany.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's circle back to Vinny as far as you said our upbringings are very close as far as Assyrian and Armenian, but you grew up where, in LA?
I grew up in Yonkers, New York.
New York.
Born and raised in New York. And then, when I want to say 10 years old, my father got a job in Connecticut. So we moved. I mean, the whole family was there. So everybody from Iran, from everywhere, flew to New York. Everybody met.
Who's Iranian from your family?
Well, my mom and dad are from Iran. I mean, technically we're Assyrian, but like you said, no country. You're either from Iran, you're either from Baghdad, you're either from Syria, you're either from. Dude,
because our parents were born in Iran too.
Okay, so but here's my thing. If you're Armenian, 100% Armenian, you guys aren't Iranian. You're Armenian, like Armenian, Iranian. That's what I got into a big debate with a girl. She's like, "Why isn't Patrick saying that why does he keep saying just Assyrian? He's Iranian." I go. Excuse me. He's Assyrian, Armenian, from Iran. Doesn't mean he's like, you know what I mean? Like if you're 100% African, but you were born in Sweden, you're still African. That's that's what his ethnicity is. But yeah, everybody. My mom. It's a crazy story. My father came from Iran. And Assyrians from New York would show up to the airport, like welcoming the new batch. You know what I mean? And this is back in the day when you could go right to the plane. Nobody gave a shit. There was no security. You were there smoking cigarettes. They walked right to the gate, and it was like the new batch this month of Assyrians coming from Iran to New York. And the gate, the airplane door, my father comes out, and he said he saw my mom, and he goes, "I'm marrying." Like he knew. He was like, "I'm marrying her." Wow. Boom, and then we happened, but. Yeah, we came here first generation, Yonkers, and then moved to New Britain, Connecticut. Grew up there, me, my brother, my sister, and then we just all joined the military because we're all 1 year apart. My mom and dad were like, "We love you, everybody out." And then I moved to LA after the military to chase the Hollywood dream. And it was crazy because I was in during 9/11, so I did my 4 years. My 4 years is up. 9/11 happens. George Bush. Oh, dude, like I'm talking about as I'm leaving. And then George Bush and the government do something called stop loss, where they have to stop the bleed. They can't let nobody leave. They basically say, "Oh, you're retiring? Sorry, you got to stay." So for another year and a half, I was stuck. So think about how mad I'm like. Wait, what? Imagine the bitterness in my mouth, and then finding out all the stuff that you found out about. No weapons of mass destruction, all the BS. So I got really, really pissed off. And then once it was done, there's no date. They just lift it, and I'll never forget. I'm sitting at my desk, and Lieutenant Colonel and another sergeant come. They go, "Hey, Oshana, your stop loss is done." Because I was nasty in the military. The Air Force shooting team. I was I got promoted faster than anybody that could get promoted. I remember sitting there, and they just come with this contract, 6 years, $60,000 bonus to sign it. And dude, I don't know what it was, a sign from God, because I didn't really think about it. I was contemplating what to do. I was just like, "Yes, yeah, Colonel. I want to go and do what I feel God put me here to do." And they're like, "What?" Because you know how much money they invest in you just as a soldier to get to that point? Dude, $1 million just for training and food and all the uniforms, guns, everything. I said, "No, bro." The next day I was under investigation. They're like, "He's smoking weed." "Oh yeah, he's smoking weed. He's doing steroids." And it was, dude, the bitter taste in my mouth. I have all respect for all soldiers, but what the government does, bro, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I was P tested every freaking week. They're like, "Oh, dude, they're trying to eat their own." And I was like, I was very, very pissed off.
What was the outcome of that, though?
Nothing. Obviously, I didn't smoke till I left the military. I never smoked marijuana, and that was even joining. They were like, "Come on." I was like, I have a Middle Eastern family. I've never smoked marijuana. I've drank. Obviously, my father, they were all freaking alcoholics. But under investigation, and then I just really, very pissed off. So when people were like, "The government, they wouldn't do that to you," I go, "You have no idea what the government."
You weren't being obedient.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, they were obedient, and they were expecting me to stay because I'm an asset, bro. I'm nasty. I'm going through the ranks like that. I'm pro-America. I had secret clearance because I worked at a nuclear missile base, bro. I worked around nukes. I was guarding and calling the shots. I was a flight security controller at a nuclear missile base. So when those guys, bro, I'd be at my desk, 2 missileers, the guys that launch the missiles, I authenticate them. They'd go downstairs in like a capsule, and they were the ones. If missiles hit, if they were ready to go. I was in charge of guarding 10 missiles it's called the Missile Alert Facility around, because I was in Montana, because the ground is cold. That's where they keep the nukes. And I was in charge of security. When they went to work on a nuclear weapon, I had to give the codes, and you have to keep making sure they are the people that they are there. So, dude, it pissed me off. I did everything that they expected of me and above and beyond. I won a bunch of awards. And then when I decided to go chase my dream, what I believe God put me here for, and obviously it is because I'm doing well at what I do, meaning making people laugh and having them forget about their troubles and shit. When we have our conversation, guys, people aren't thinking about their problems. We're entertaining people. So for them to do that to me, bro, got me really, really pissed off.
But could you understand their position though, as far as the amount of time and resources they had invested in you?
Absolutely, I could understand the frustration, but to go after somebody that's like, hey, wait a minute, besides my mom and dad being legal immigrants, all 3 of their kids joined the United States military. My brother and my sister and me.
All U.S. Air Force?
All U.S. Air Force.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and my sister just retired 2 years ago, and now she works at the Space Force in California. She's
wow. So your sister was really, really committed to it.
Oh, she stayed. Yeah, she was a master sergeant, retired. My brother did like 8 years, I think, and then he got out as well. I honestly don't remember the reason. I can understand the frustration, but to go after somebody to ruin their life, because bro, if you get arrested and you get court-martialed, that shit stays with you. You know what I mean?
It follows you for life.
Oh, bro, if you get dishonorable discharge, that's all the applications, everything they want to ask. Okay, so you were in the military, honorably or dishonorably? That stays with you. That stain.
Throughout the 4 years or the last 2 years, when you had made the decision that, you know what, this is not for me, did you have any conversations with your superiors as far as like, look, when my time comes, I'm going to be leaving? Or was it when they offered you the bonus and expected you to stay, that's when you were like, listen, guys, I'm not going to be staying here?
Very good question. So when you join the military, you're given something called the dream sheet. And it's like your dream 8 places that you want to go. And they basically BS you to thinking that you're probably going to get one of them. They don't let you know that the odds are very, very slim. So once the 4 years was coming up and I was contemplating, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I talked to a couple of people, but nobody really high up. But then I was giving them my grievances. I was told I was going to do this. The recruiter that brought me into the military, I'll never forget, when I got my orders to go to Montana, I called this guy, the sergeant who I was cool with, and I'm like, hey, listen, I just got the, and he goes, whoa. He goes, I'm sir. You call me, like, hey, dude, the flip is insane. Like, I was like, oh, really, bro? Like, all this friendship, all this, we had this thing. Now it's like, he was playing that military. Call me sir. Dude, wow. Crazy. So I did have a couple of conversations, but dude, when you're stop lost and you think that you're leaving and everything's ready to go, they knew I was kind of leaving. Then they dangled in that year and a half. They were like, hey, guess what? One of those bases that you wanted, Florida, you got it. You got it. Glendale Air Force Base, they wanted it. And I'm just like, at that point, I was just like, I made up my mind, bro. My cousin, Michael, who lived in, he's from Yonkers, but he lived in California. He's like, Vinny, you're freaking talented. My cousin Mike, he's like, get the hell out. Just do it.
So were you already doing comedy at that time?
No,
or in the military,
no,
making,
No, just one time, bro. I forgot the name. I think it was called 8 Ball was the name of the bar in Montana, bro.
Was it open mic?
Ready for this? So comedians would come and do shows once a month. And like in this corner was like, dude, and I remember seeing that stage and just going like, oh my God, like I want to do that. Cause I grew up with George Carlin. I grew up with, Eddie Murphy, all those guys, bro. I always knew, like I loved comedy cause that's all we would watch. And I was like, dude, maybe I could, so this comedian's late. So I go up there, bro. My boy's like, just go grab the mic and talk crap. And I was just shitting on it, which isn't my comedy. Sober. I'm up there just crapping on everybody. I'm like, your boots are always this, and then one guy's saying something. I'm like, look, who's to talk? And it became this thing where the comedian walked in and was like, what the hell's going on in here? Like, you guys are like my opener. Like we had that moment. Yeah. And then, bro, once I had that fire, it was hard to shut it off because, bro, like I think God puts all of us here for a reason, and I think the goal. Find what you love to do. Because through the military, I was just a bad kid, like towards the end, like high honor roll, but I didn't really have any guidance. You know what I mean? My father, nobody really, I never planned. I didn't have, what I wanted to do. So the military was just like a kind of like a last minute. I'm like, all right, fine, I'm going to join because I was just at the house not doing anything. But I think, figuring out what you want, what you love, and you have to do a bunch of stuff to filter it out. Bro, I love serving people. I love making people laugh. And people don't realize this. When I'm up there doing my thing, bro, hours stand up. When I'm over here making like 5 people laugh, a lot of people in this place, bro, around everywhere are going through a lot. You don't know, bro. We could all be chilling, Joe. You don't really know what people are really going through. So for me to be up there while I'm up there doing my thing, and I get to take that away from them, and they're just focused on me and what I'm saying, that's a blessing from God that I found. Thank God I found, because that's what I'm here to do, and I do it really, really well. And he gave it to me, and I found it. Which is, it's hard. Sometimes people don't know what the hell they want to do. That was my calling, and I found it. And then we could talk about the Pat angle is a whole different God-given angle that we could go to after.
Yeah, because we were going to ask you, what inspired you to get into comedy? I mean, you just laid it all out beautifully. I mean, just taking away people's, I guess, I don't want to say negative energy, but them coming to a comedy show and leaving whatever it is at work, whatever it is at home, and just listening to you, focusing on you, and for you to take them out of that, I guess, like I said, the misery or the negative energy.
Bro,
It when they leave, they want to leave on a positive note, on a happy note.
Yes. Because to escape from reality for that half hour, 90 minutes.
It's a vacation from your problems that I get to give to you. And bro, I'm not gonna get emotional, but the first big show I did when I left the military, I'm going through the crowd and this lady in a wheelchair grabs me. Bro, I just got out. 2,000 people. I was on the Latin Kings of Comedy in Connecticut. I'm not even Latin, bro. I'll never forget it. I got hooked up to a guy with a friend, Chichi get the Yale, Salazar, Angel Salazar. He's the headliner. Bro, it's at Central Connecticut State University, I believe. I don't want to mess it up. That Daddy Yankee song, Gasolina, was hot. Like, that's how old it was. Bro, I do 10 minutes of just crazy comedy. I'm walking through the crowd, and a lady in a wheelchair grabs me, and she goes, I want you to know something. She goes, were you the guy that was just up there? She goes, while you were up there, I forgot that I was in this wheelchair. And I was like,
wow.
I was like, bro, I'm holding it in. I go to my mom, I tell her, she starts crying, and she's like, because she was, you guys know, Middle Eastern parents. She's like, what are you doing? You're leaving the military. Verbatim statement. She goes, you're going to go to Hollywood. Vinny, there's nothing but drugs and gays. She was right. Hold on. She was right. She was like, you guys know your parents want you, nothing but the best of you. So to take that leap, to leave what I was already successful at, to go do that, she was like, don't do it. So this moment, we had a really, really cool moment where I'm like, she got to see, like, oh my God, that lady was laughing so hard she forgot about her situation. So going to your point, to take that away, bro, I love, like, when I say serving, when I give people like something, when I give a present, I hate getting gifts, bro. I'm not like people that embarrassing happy birthday, me. No. I love to give. Like, when I have a surprise to somebody, bro, I ruin it because I have to give it to them
right away.
I can't wait for your birthday, bro. Like, I love you. That's what I love, and I have that in my heart, and I think that, finding that, whatever it is that God put you here to do, I think you have to try a bunch of stuff to find. I joined the military, bro, and I was great, but then I was just like, something inside was like, nah, this ain't. Because if you don't, bro, the regret at the end of your life, I don't want to look back and be like, man, I should have. You have to risk it all at all times, because if you're a Christian, I'm pretty sure we're Christians, we already know the end game, bro. If you're a real Christian and you believe in God and you pray and you go to church and you try to be the best person you can be, you try to walk in the footsteps of Jesus Christ, we know the end game is paradise, is heaven when we're done. What are you scared of in between? What can possibly, I didn't talk to this girl. I didn't ask this question. I didn't try to go perform here. I didn't try to risk it. Dude, go for the gusto. If you already know the end game is already there, and we're all going to die. I hate to put a damper on everybody's life. You're going to die.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
FYI,
Wait, we're going to die?
Yeah, like, are you okay?
What?
Yeah, you're going to die.
Parents never talk to you about
Wait,
it.
you guys are getting paid?
Yeah, and by the way, and the funny is that you're not taking anything with you. So take the chances, love everybody, be the best person that you can be, and I think that's where I'm at in my life.
As far as military goes, though, can you talk a little bit about how, I'm sure it shaped you in certain ways as far as the impact it had on you, but also how do you feel about, because in Armenia, for example, right, it's mandatory.
Yeah.
Every young man has to go to the military when you turn 18. And even if you've moved out of the country, up to a certain age, if you visit Armenia, they could potentially just take you into the army.
Draft you,
yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as, if you can talk about how the military shaped you, the impact it had, but also, do you think in the United States the military should be mandatory or it should be voluntary?
So two part, right? So the discipline part of the military, bro, it's bar none probably one of the best things that happened to me on a discipline level. I mean, towards the end of high school and stuff, I had started hanging. By the way, high honor roll, but I started hanging out with like the wrong crews. A lot of gangs on the East Coast, Latin Kings. There was the Solids, the Los Solidos. There was the Jungle Brothers, and I was kind of involved in a really stupid, ignorant way. I could have been dead easily. There was a drive-by shooting in front of my high school, in New Britain High School. His name was Miguel de Jesus. I want to believe, was he a Latin king or?
How old were you at the time?
Oh, dude, 16. And I'll never forget, my father dropped us off. Enjoy if you want to look it up. His name is Miguel de Jesus, New Britain High School Hurricanes. That's where he was, New Britain High School. Where my father drops us off and we're walking. This guy, Miguel de Jesus, he fought, dude, huge Puerto Rican guy, beat the hell out of a couple of Jungle Brothers, like another rival gang. I believe it was Jungle Brothers, maybe Los Solidos. I can't, one of those two gangs. We're walking back. He was suspended for 2 weeks for fighting and beating the crap out of these two guys. And we're walking towards the front of the high school. He's there early, headphones. He would always do that. All the buses would show up and he'd greet all his boys and whatever. A red Camaro pulls up. Mind you, my father just dropped us off, guys, and took a right turn. And this car gets out and these guys get out, two guys, and just shoot this guy, bro. And like as a 16-year-old, you're like, it's like, is this real? Is it a joke? Shit. Kill him, drive away, and then, by the way, I grab my brother and my sister and I throw them on the curb under our car, and we're just, hiding and whatever.
Shelter.
And then we get up, bro, and we're starting to walk. I start hearing a lady screaming, like a teacher was screaming, and we get close to the body, bro. I just see bullet holes everywhere. Like he was shot like multiple times. He's gone. Security guards, cop running to me and my brother and my sister, like, because they don't know what the hell's going on. We're like, no, they're like, get the fuck inside, get inside, everybody get inside. Bro, there was bullets whizzing inside the hallway of our school. And one of our French teachers, I'll know her name. I don't want to say her name. Bro, she had to retire because she had PTSD. The bullet came in. Wow. So that's where I was at. So towards the end of that, so, leaving and then joining the military, bro, discipline, making bed on time. When I say I'm going to do something, brother, and by the way, my mom's an amazing human being. I think she's a saint, literally, and we can get into that. My father was just the disciplinary. He drank, no real emotion towards, I don't see that many Middle Eastern fathers giving their sons, oh, I love you. We don't get that, right?
I'm so proud of you.
He would hold my sister in front of all of us and be like, you're my first and last love. And me and my brother were like, can we have a hug? and like, as much as we're tough, you still need, so my mom was overtime that person. And bro, my mom should have left I'm saying this, my mom should have left my dad. In this day and age, even 10 years ago, whatever, the abuse, the verbal, not physical, just not a good dude because he drank all the time. She stayed in the game for us. She's like, because we have, I talk to her every single day, multiple times. She's like, I don't want you guys to be what was I gonna do? Find somebody else, move on, divorce that? She's like, no, even when my dad died, he died at 52. I was 18 years old. She goes, I'm not going to remarry. People are asking me to get remarried. She's like, what do you, so you guys can have another step something. So she was like, hell no. So I didn't get no discipline. So the military taught me, bro, like when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. My room is clean. My life, everything is in order because of that. And I guaranteed I needed that.
See, this goes back to what we always talk about. Because Armand and I are fathers. Mm-hmm. So, and Joe has two daughters as well. And we always talk about having a father figure in your life.
Yeah.
You had a father, but was he there for you to do the disciplinary stuff and all that, mentoring? He wasn't.
Yeah.
Was that one of the reasons why you were seeking that somewhere else?
Very good point. Probably because I didn't get it, bro. I didn't get and that's why I think, the craziness, the wild side of me kind of at the end kind of rebelled and was just like, I'm joining like gangs and doing stupid stuff and like risking my life for something that was so freaking stupid. I think it came to a moment ago because then me and him started fighting at the end. Like it was like he would get drunk. He'd be like, you're not going to amount to nothing. And he'd like come to like try to hit me. Dude, it was like, and I ran away from home. It was bad. My mom would like be chasing me down the street. I'd have a bag and she'd be crying. I hate to, that I put her through this to this day. I apologize all the time. But it's like this guy was I just couldn't do it. He was just the worst father figure that somebody like me could have had. Because you need that. Like, because you guys are all fathers. You need to show them affection. You have to be the disciplinary, but you got to give them love, bro. We're simple creatures. We're complicated, but we're very simple. I love you. And that's why, bro, watching Pat, I love him to death because hanging out with Pat, I get to see, besides my brother and how he does it and my sister with my niece, I get to see, because Pat has 4 kids. The ages range, from 12, 10, 7, 3. How he deals with them and how he speaks with them and how he is a genuine, real good father. He's disciplinary. He loves them. I mean, there's 4 of them. He gives them all what they need. And obviously, bro, you're not going to be the perfect person, but I get to see him live in real time. And he's blessed me to be around his family all the time, bro. I'm learning hands-on how to deal with 4 like, this one cries. This one needs this. This one's like this. One talks about literally his oldest one, Tico, who I freaking love. Dude, he talks about politics. I know how to deal with this one. You have to deal with this one. And then I'm seeing these emotions and how the leader of the house deals with it all. And it's awesome. And it's obviously not an easy job. I didn't get any of that. So I searched for it, and the military literally gave it to me. Gave me that discipline and that structure. And then in regard to the second part was the mandatory.
Yeah.
Well, I personally think there should be a 1-year or a 2-year service to the country in some aspect. It doesn't necessarily, to me, have to be the military, because, bro, if you guys have felt this in the past, I want to say 10 years, maybe a little bit more, the sentiment towards this country has gone so freaking negative, and I absolutely hate it. And I get you have the right, you could burn the flag, you could shit on this place as much as you want. I don't have to like it. This whole F America, I'm going to leave America, burning the flag. Then, nobody's holding you here. You're not handcuffed. You're not in freaking China. Leave, okay? And I think that attitude, bro, a couple months ago, I saw this father was with his kid who had the American flag, and the kid was autistic. Some white lady goes up to her and he hits the kid and hits him with the flag, and the father, it went viral, was like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, I didn't like the flag. He's holding a flag. You just hit a 12-year-old autistic kid. Where's this anger? Where's this visceral, this bitterness about a country that's done nothing but good? Bro, we have a bad history. Okay, the slavery thing, and that's a whole nother conversation. If you think about when it comes to slavery, we took 200,000, I believe, slaves when it came to. And by the way, it wasn't us.
But wait. Are we really the only country that has slaves?
Absolutely not. Everybody has owned slaves. So I hate that argument when they go, oh, this country was the worst. No, everybody did it. Brazil took, I think, the most during that time. They took 3 million slaves to Brazil. And I get we have a messed up past in that sense. Okay, we get it. We have come so freaking far, and we're never going to get to a better place if everybody keeps going. Yeah, but it was the best interview was, who was the black actor from...
Denzel? Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman is with freaking one of the worst people, bro, Don Lemon. And he's like, Don Lemon's like, racism. He's like, when
oh my God, I know where he's going with this.
And he's like, you know what? When we stop talking about it all the time, he's like, look at me and you. He's like, you're successful, I'm successful. He goes, what's holding anybody back? He's like, all that, you can't do this. He goes, it's all BS. He goes, you want something, you point at it and you go for it.
Yeah, and he mentioned something, which was, I love this quote from Morgan Freeman. He says, what's the difference between us? And he goes, I'm a man, you're a man. He goes, I'm not a black man. He goes, well, Don says, he goes, well, I'm Jewish. And then no,
you mean who's the white guy? He was that's Don Lemon's this was a black on black interview. I know which one you're talking about.
Oh, Larry King.
No, not Larry King. Another a Jewish journalist.
Oh my God.
I know who you're talking about. Fuck. He goes. He goes, I'm going to stop calling you a white man when you stop calling me a black man. He goes, yeah, but I'm Jewish. He goes, okay. He goes, I don't want Black History Month. He goes, you're going to relegate my history to a month? He goes,
and the shortest month.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, why isn't there a White History Month? He goes, I'm Jewish.
I'm Jewish. He goes, when is Jewish History Month? He goes, there isn't one. He goes, okay, then I don't want one as well.
So it's Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace.
Damn, there you go.
I was close.
Wallace's dad.
Yeah. So man, it's like we're never gonna move on. So my point, going back to your point, I think that there should be something that the youth have to be involved, bro, because it's just anti-American, bro, and it's not going to end well from us. It's never been this bad, bro. It's just carrying a flag now. You're punching people in the face.
So you know why we live in one of the greatest countries? Well, you know why we live in the greatest country in the world? What other country can you live in and hate it at the same time?
Vocally, great point. Go to Russia Go to the Red Square and burn a Russian flag. In
Oh,
the
are you
middle.
kidding me?
What happens to you?
Or start a podcast and speak against Putin. See
Oh,
what happens.
it's bro. Go to go, in Baghdad during Saddam Hussein's time. If the military walked into your house or a friend, anybody that would rat on you, and you didn't have his picture in your freaking house, you were finished. Same with the Kim Jong-un and that whole.
I think it was like that during Iran and the revolution as well. You had to have a picture of the Khomeini as well.
You have to, bro. So when people complain about this place, bro, I'm just like, shut the hell up. And I made a video a lot when I first got here. It was the Iranian girl that her hijab wasn't off. It was just not on right, and they beat her to death.
Yeah.
So I went on a rant about because somebody was burning the American flag that week, and I go, bro, people in other places, their hat is crooked and they're getting beaten to death, and you're over here complaining about this place. And yes, we could complain about messed up shit. There's bad shit that happens all the time, but to talk shit about this place and say I hate it and I want to be somewhere else, they have no idea because these people have never left here, bro.
They haven't lived in uncomfortable countries.
Yeah.
And Armand and I have actually offered people who have said,
well, you offered it last week too.
I offered it last week as well to that individual. I'm not even going to say his name because we don't need to acknowledge him.
Yeah.
But I told him, I said, listen.
But what did he post? He had his long post about.
He said, what? Oh, geez, man, it pisses me off so much. He says,
I can
why?
see it.
He says, why America was never great to begin with.
Bullshit.
So I went in there and I said, listen, bro, if America's not great, I will personally buy you a one-way ticket to wherever the fuck you want to go.
Yeah.
And we will pay for a year of your life
living
expenses.
Good.
But you can't come back for like 10 years, bro. Mm-hmm. You can't go on vacation for a year and come back. You come back 10 years later, or you come back within that 10-year span, there's some consequences. You got to cough up.
Yeah, you got to pay like triple or something. Yeah.
You got to cough up the penalty.
Yeah.
They won't do it, Vinny.
Of course not.
None of them will do it. It's like, bro, you're talking the talk. Okay, now walk the walk. I'll pay for half of. I'll pay for 1 year. Yeah. Do it, but they won't do it.
No, they're full of shit. They're full of shit. Like honestly, name a bet. And I'm being genuine. Name another place. Where? Canada? You want to go to Canada and deal with Justin Trudeau and all that progressive, bro?
Castro's son.
Because Menecta's, yeah. Oh, bro, I wouldn't put it past. Yeah, allegedly my ass, but yeah, a lot of similarities. But bro, go look at Canada. I get more messages from people on social media and Menect that are like, please talk about this. It's just and they can't do anything. Australia, all these places that are just the government is controlling everything because they let them. And I mean, obviously, we have the Second Amendment, so. A lot of these places don't. You can't just really freaking carry a freaking gun. So that's why the government's kind of in check. And that's what me and you talked about a little bit before the podcast. But give me a place where, okay, some island somewhere where there's nobody. Go.
They talk about Sweden.
Yeah.
It's like, Sweden's a phenomenal place to live.
Yeah.
Sweden's a phenomenal place. You can't grow in Sweden. All these Scandinavian countries as well, you can't grow there.
No.
You live at a certain level.
And you're stuck.
And you're stuck. That's it.
Yep.
You have a UBI pretty much without having a UBI.
Exactly.
Yeah,
See, we go on rants where we talk about entrepreneurship, the glass ceiling, how you could break through that. And America is one of the countries where you can break through the glass ceiling. The opportunity is there for you to grow. If you go to Sweden, you go to Switzerland, you go to any of those countries, how many millionaires have come out of those countries? Very few.
Look at us. I mean, we're immigrants, all four of us, right? And look what we've been able to accomplish. I'm not even talking about Pat, what he's been able to accomplish. We're all immigrants. You think we could have done any of this in any other country other than the United States?
It'd be very, very. You'd be like a unicorn. Like it's not easy, bro.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
And the ones that live there and they say, and hold on, I'm sorry. The ones that live there based off of the income that they make in America, those are the ones that should stop talking completely. Mm-hmm. Because they'll live in, for example, in Armenia, in Iran, in Italy, wherever it is, and their income's coming in from America, and they go, bro, life is phenomenal here. We're at restaurants every weekend, and Yeah. It's like, all right, can you do the same thing without the income coming from America? How about you go out there and you actually work like everybody else is working in that country? There's no way you'll survive. You'll be back within like a week.
Yep, I agree.
But what do I know?
Yeah, what the hell do we know?
Have you ever lived in any other country?
We've seen the bread lines.
Well, have you been in a bread?
Well, I was too young to be in a bread line, but my brother was in a bread line.
I've been in the bread line.
You've been in the bread
in
line.
Armenia, yeah.
And it's not. I mean,
Yes,
so
it's no fun. I mean,
You
look,
want to elaborate on what the bread line is?
well, yeah. When you pretty much get tokens from the government, and you got to go wait in line to pick up your piece of bread, and hoping you're there on time so that the bread doesn't run out or the butter doesn't run out. Because if it does, then that day the family's
shit
not
out of
going to
luck,
have bread or meat or whatever your parents were there to pick up. So, and unless and that's what upsets us when we see, people fighting against, capitalism this, capitalism that. Well, capitalism is what this country was built on. That's why we've been able to become the most powerful country in the shortest amount of time ever.
Yep.
It's not because of socialism or communism or Marxism. It's because of capitalism. Mm-hmm. We pretty much opened the doors and said, listen, we want the best and the brightest from all over the world to come to this country. Bring your education, bring your know-how, your arts and crafts and whatever you know how to do, your talents, and we're going to help you expand and build on what you have. And that's what the United States is built on. And now all of a sudden, small business owners are frowned upon. Anybody that wants to grow, and billionaires, it's like, well, no, let's tax the billionaires even more. No, the billionaires are what's keeping this country afloat, as far as look at how many people they're employing.
Oh, big time.
Right? Walmart has over 2 million employees. The government doesn't even have probably over 2 million.
Yeah, no, I don't think they do.
It's
Well, the government's employees they all make six figures. That's the difference.
Yeah.
that's just on the books.
That's on
Yeah.
that's on the books. Yeah, that's on the books. But it's not capitalism; it's a democracy. Don't forget, we're in a democracy.
Yeah, I love when they say democracy, bro. When we're a constitutional republic, I just love that word. Just gets pushed and pushed and pushed in people's heads, and it's all bullshit.
When they say something long enough and frequent enough, unfortunately, the human brain tends to pick it up as the truth, which is complete bullshit.
Yeah.
We talk about Trump's assassination attempt. How many times did Biden say he's a threat to democracy? How many people on the news, CNN, MSNBC, all these news outlets were saying he's a racist, he's a
Hitler.
he's a Hitler. He needs to be taken out. You need to put a bullet in his head. All of a sudden, bro, you say that long enough, there's a moron out there that's gonna pick it up and say, I think I should be the one to put a bullet in his head.
I want to be that famous
And then,
guy.
yeah,
I mean, and then to act as if like, wait, he's the one that's doing all the violent rhetoric. It's like since we're gonna go there, from the moment this guy said he was running, and by the way, I'll go back, and you guys can look it up for yourselves. YouTube Trump on Letterman and all these Oprahs and all this, The View. All he's been saying from the first time he gets in front of the camera is capitalism. I love America. We got to hold all these people accountable. China's doing this. America is the best, but people are trying to walk all over us. Then he announces his candidacy, which was in the making for a while with Roger Stone and a couple of people behind the scenes. Then he comes in and it's like, bro, he came in to break the establishment. And once they, obviously, the crap talking on stage, dude, he went from The Apprentice, you're fired, to talking all that crap, to now he's on the stage with Jeb Bush and everybody. And it's a fight, bro. I'm sorry. That's what you get. He's up there, and then he wins, bro. And then it's like, brother, he was surprised himself. I think there might have been a little bit of a gamesmanship in the same token that The Apprentice was done. This was going to rejuvenate the Trump name and that image. Because, bro, he's a multi-billionaire. He doesn't need anything. But then it's like, oh shit, I won. Now I'm going into I'm going into the White House, and that swamp that he promised to drain, bro. When you say something like that, when you go, let's say us, all four of us, Joey, all of us, we want to go drain a swamp. Like literally put that big ass hose in it and start taking all the water out. What do you think the creatures and alligators, you think they're going to go quietly? You think those things are going to be like, okay.
Hey, let's leave.
Oh yeah,
let's
Armand and them
back.
guys. Yeah, guys,
Chuck
grab your
Schumer is
shit.
gonna leave.
Yeah, you think the establishment that has been in place for hundreds of years, they're gonna let you come in here and get the so. I think he was in over his head. Then he got in, and still, bro, this is God's. I'm telling you right now, God protects him, and it's in the Bible that God picks people to govern. I forgot which. It wasn't Matthew. I think it was Peter or somebody. I'll think about it. But he picks these people, bro. God chose that guy, that orange, you're fired, blah, blah, to pull back the curtain and show all of us, because he admitted a bunch of stuff. He's like, bro, all the tax shit that we talk about,
Oh, yeah.
I used the same thing. I was in with them. And they're like, well, you gave money to her. He's like, yeah, because that's the game. But now it's a whole different level where he came in, bro. And then think about it. Fake Russia collusion from Hillary Clinton, the DNC. You know what? She 100% got caught and she got in trouble. She got fined, I think, $8,000.
Oh, that's it?
Wow.
That's, by the way, because they probably did that because they don't want to disappear, because a lot of people with Hillary, yeah. And then the DNC got like $120,000 fine.
Oh, that's it?
And bro, we forget about that. So that happens. The fake impeachments. Then 2020, bro. You cannot, the timing, these coincidences drive me crazy. They're so weird.
See, last week we had Josh Macchiello on our podcast.
Yeah.
He's the one that's he's making a documentary on the Trump family,
Yeah.
the man you don't know. So Josh gave us a very interesting story about Trump.
What?
And we spoke about it last week. So prior to the big elevator ride, the escalator ride,
Escalator
there was
down.
the elevator ride.
Okay.
So Trump is with his family. They're at Trump Towers, and he's sitting down with everybody. And he tells them, I'm going to be running for president. He's telling his family this.
Yeah.
And they get into the elevator, and the elevator is going down. And he says to his entire family, he says, now we're going to see who our true friends are.
Oh, man.
Dude, that right there, the man knew what he was getting himself into.
Yeah.
He really, really knew what he was getting himself into. And as time went on, you saw the Hillarys, you saw the Schumers, you saw all these
That's
people.
the swamp. That's the swamp.
The Nancy Pelosi's, who were basically kissing his hand for money, are now like, oh, he's a racist, he's a sexist, he's a homophobe, he's this, he's that. All right, so was he that 20 years ago,
No.
10 years ago? He wasn't. Because see, Hillary lost because people didn't vote. People voted against Hillary.
Yeah, she's unlikable.
She's unlikable. And I'm hoping the same thing's going to happen with Kamala, whatever that.
Well, there's people who are voting against Trump. I don't know anybody that's voting for Harris.
People voted against Trump during Biden because they were like they didn't like his tweets.
Yeah.
And the cancel culture took place and the impeachments took place. So they were like, all right, you know what? Let's just vote against this guy. And the only person that's going to beat another old white man is another old white man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why Biden was the choice. Biden was not fit to be president. And again, I said this before in the past, and I'll say it again. I blame his wife, Jill Biden, for allowing them to put that man through that much scrutiny.
You can't. I'll tell you why. You can't blame him, because
Him or her?
her, or the family. I'll tell you why. Imagine, let's say, God forbid, your dad's in his type of health condition, and they come to your family and say, "Listen, Arno, we want your father to run for president, and we think he's got a good chance to become president." Like, no, I think it's better if Dad stays home and just plays backgammon. Or you're gonna say, "Well, fuck yeah, we want the Okferdian name to be engraved in the United States history forever, because 2,000 years from now, who's gonna be the 46th president?"
Biden.
Biden.
Yep.
Yeah, but don't you consider that as being selfish?
Oh, but power though. But
Are you
for
kidding?
power, anything for that power, bro. And they all agree. And mind you, from his son, the crackhead, bro. And again, and this is going to the point that I was making was Trump kicks ass, Russia collusion for 4 years. I mean, we're still hearing it. Okay, it didn't work. Okay, 2019-20 comes. Trump is going to win. I don't care. Biden, nobody could come up against him. Then all of a sudden, which they warned for a while, Bill Gates, all these scumbag, even Obama, a virus. Think about the math. In an election year, a pandemic that they've warned us about comes out from a country that were adversaries, and that Trump constantly was saying, I'm going to hold them accountable for trade and everything. So you mean to tell, dude, if this was a movie, bro, all right, and this happened, who would you think would be responsible? Okay, this thing came out of a lab that we own, that started under Obama, and then all the Fauci, all these deep state, snakes that were around him, did all this stuff, shut down everything what they shouldn't shut down. Masks were full of shit. 6 feet distancing was full of shit. It was all bullshit. And now we're finding out it wasn't as serious. More people are dying from the freaking, I don't want to say the word because I don't want you guys to get in trouble, but it was all bullshit. And then Fauci saying they didn't do gain of function research. They said that they did, but nobody. He is guarded right now, bro. Fauci's guarded by the top secure. I don't think it's Secret Service, but he's protected for the rest of his life because he did his job. Now they have to protect him forever. So without that random virus coming out of a lab, which this shows you how strong China is. Have we still said definitively where it came from?
Only Trump has.
Only Trump. Yep. Because right now they still go, well, the lab leak theory kind of. No, because Biden is compromised by China. He has been, him and his son. Bro, my opinion, it was too random for this to come out because if COVID, I'm going to ask you guys both a question. If COVID doesn't come out, is Trump still the president?
1,000,000%.
100%.
So what other tactics? So Hillary and them used Russia collusion in 2016. Didn't work. 2020, maybe that meeting was shit.
Yeah.
What? Because bro, I don't care who you are. Obama, Jesus Christ can be the president. If a pandemic comes out in your last year of presidency, the economy's gone. People hate each other. They were pushing the George Floyd thing, which they freaking now the world's on fire. Nobody wins that. But then now the beauty of what Trump and being a boss, gangster, now staying in, now people are going, wait a minute. He wasn't the crazy racist Hitler. That comment about the good people on both sides. Wait a minute. They've changed that. Wait a minute. CNN has been lying and they're fake news. They're piecing together the puzzle, bro. And now we're at the point where now the polls are showing he's going there. These people of democracy kicked out Joe Biden. Joe Biden didn't want to leave, bro. And you nailed it with Jill. You think Jill was happy? You think Jill was taking photos behind the, Air Force One chair, like she's in charge. Yeah. She's holding meetings. And then his son, the crackhead, who, by the way, you want to talk about differences of families? Nobody could ever compare Don, Eric, Barron to Hunter Biden is just disgusting, my opinion. Degenerate. Besides the crack and recording and putting it all with all the Hunter Biden laptop, which was, I heard really bad things about what's actually on it. The guy's brother, Beau Biden, dies, and then you bang and you sleep with his freaking wife. What a widow. Scumbag piece of shit. And I'm sorry, I had to call that. So, and again, bro, and we're going to the assassination. You mean to tell me, and people are like, who assassinated? Alone, bro, we know who did it. We know who's behind it, okay? And only by the grace of God, did you guys see that video where it's like kind of like 3D and he moves
literally milliseconds, bro.
And I don't believe it was that guy in the roof and bro. Okay, I don't believe it. I don't believe the government at all. Zero. Because the girl Kim Cheadle, the Secret Service, she just stepped down. She was like, okay, because here's the let's be honest with each other. Let's say he gets shot and killed. Trump gets murdered. What happens does anything else change? No. Kim Cheadle, the head of the Secret Service, she steps down, she gets fired, and then you know what they say? Well, it was just incompetence. We can't go to jail. Yeah. She told me not to be here. We weren't there. There was no sniper. Bro, this is deeper than just politics. It's good and evil. And I'm not saying that lightly. In my heart of hearts as a Christian, bro, it's good and evil. And evil's going to do anything to win. We have less than 14 days. Who knows what they're going to do, bro? Black Swan event, October surprise. What is it going to be? Because, bro, when you corner a freaking wild animal, they'll eat their own flesh to get the hell out of there, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till you see what they're going to do. Yeah. I guarantee you something's going to happen.
Just going back to it, since we're talking about scripture as well. I believe it was either Isaiah 41:10 or Jeremiah 1:7-8.
And what did he say about the people to govern?
In regards, no, he was saying, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you in the righteous right hand. That's Isaiah 41:10. But the Lord is with me. Do not say I am too young.
And which one was that? Was that?
That's Jeremiah 1:7.
Okay, thank you.
Going back to Hunter Biden and the Trump family.
Yeah.
I want everybody to do this. I want you to literally open up your laptops, your phones, your tablets. Doesn't matter what it is. And I want you to open up 2 tabs. And I want you to Google Hunter Biden and then go to images. And then I want you to go to Don Jr. and go to images.
Yeah.
And all I want you to look at is the images that pop up.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I want you to do. Yeah. I don't want you to do anything else. Don't go reading articles, headlines, anything like that. Just look at the images. I promise you, you will not find a crack pipe, a cigarette, a drink, anything in the Trump family's hands.
Yep.
But when you go to Hunter Biden, I promise you, one of the pictures is going to be him cracked out, sitting with a crack pipe on in his mouth.
And recording it all.
Adam made a really interesting point a couple episodes ago on PBD podcast where he said, let's look at the candidates, right? Between, I think it was Trump, J.D. Vance.
DeSantis.
No, sorry. It was between Trump, Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk, who've kind of come together, right?
Yeah. The alliance has been
Oh,
formed.
you said candidates. I was like, wait.
No. And then you look at Kamala and the alliances she has, and he brought up, you may remember it more precisely than I do, as far as between this alliance versus the other alliance, how many kids do they have within their families?
Oh, great point.
You know, remember Adam brought that up?
It was, who was the alliance on the other side?
It was
Kamala, 0 kids.
Well, biological kids.
She's never birthed any kids.
Yeah.
All the main people on that side are, none of them have kids. What was the top 3? Do you remember?
The ones on the right had about 20 kids between.
Dude, Elon himself, he's probably having a kid right now. Like there's probably like XY pi 3.14, and I forgot the other 2, but none of them have children. None of them have any stake, any care.
Oprah,
they don't care about the future.
right?
Yeah, Oprah the majority of them, bro. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg.
So if you
Wow,
look at
man, I didn't even realize that shit, bro.
So if you look at these people, I mean, who stands for family values? How can somebody who's never had their own kid, who's never raised a child for themselves, understand what family values are?
Well, that's what they're trying to destroy. They're trying to destroy the dynamic of the family. Yeah. That's what it is. It's as simple as that.
The nuclear family. You're
right.
Yeah,
the nuclear family. I mean, just getting into recently with you're talking about like allegiances, right? Dave Bautista and Kevin Nash, who are like WWE wrestlers,
yeah, for sure.
They're on the Kamala Harris bandwagon. You're just like, what the fuck? Dave Bautista and Kevin Nash, where do these schmucks come from? And then what does Trump do? Bro, this guy's a genius marketer. He goes and gets The Undertaker, Kane and Hogan, and he does a promo with Kane and Undertaker, and they're sitting down, and Undertaker's like, who do you want to be your president? Look at the allegiance here. He goes, you want Kane, The Undertaker, and Donald Trump? Or do you want Tampon Tim, Kamala Harris, and Dave Bautista? It's like, bro, they do one thing.
Dave Bautista's lately been wearing those pearl necklaces.
Weird, kind of
getting
he's a dropout wrestler. He's a failed Hollywood actor because they're not making any more Marvel movies with the the Avengers and stuff. So what else is he going to be doing now? And he's trying to basically suck on Hollywood's to get more roles.
Hollywood loves that. So.
Yeah. But what did you watch the AJ Smith dinner? As a comedian, what did you think of
Al Smith?
Al Smith, not AJ.
Oh, bro.
Al Smith dinner with Trump.
I don't know who wrote it.
What did you think about that?
I thought it was fantastic. Like, bro, just as a comedian, like I love the one that he said about men not having men being women. Goes, and Tim Walz having his period. He goes, that's a nasty one. Like whoever wrote it, because bro, this guy is so busy. I got to see it live. I mean, I've hung out with him 3 times. Like I've been around him. It's like I don't even think he read that till he was in the car going to, or maybe
on stage,
even there, bro. And he's like, "What
at
am
the
I
podium?"
reading? Because it's like, dude, the guy. Imagine his schedule. So I love that he's just da 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 and da da da, and he goes, "That's a nasty one." Like he knew it as it was coming out. But bro, that's the man. Like that's the type of guy that we want, bro. He's like a jock. He talks to. Yesterday he was with the Nelk boys. He can sit down with Pat. He's going to football games, bro. He's a man of the people, and I think that they're finally seeing that they were lied to. Like, and don't get me wrong, bro. Let me not sound like I'm one of these Trump diet loving. Oh my! I never liked him when he was on The Apprentice. Like the whole year fired, was never a fan. Saw him in Home Alone too. Okay, that was cool. New Yorker. I remember seeing him at games, and he always had hot girls around him. I didn't care. Okay, even when he started running, I didn't care. But then when I go, wait a minute, something is off. Why is everybody doing? And I knew it from the beginning. I go, wait a minute. He didn't say that. He didn't. And then they grew this MAGA. It's like they try to make it like it's Nazis. This MAGA movement. It's like Make America Great Again, bro. It's like it's beyond Trump, because I tell people this all the time. This election, if he doesn't win, you're not gonna. He's done. He's not running again. If he wins, we have 4 more years. Let's go 4 years if he wins, or the latter, both of them. We're going to be past Trump. Then what? Okay. Have people thought about that? Then what? Who is going to step up and be willing to do the shit that he's done? Bro, your life, your money, your family, your name, finished. Okay. Because my opinion, if they're not trying to do that to you, you're compromised. Yeah. If they're not trying to literally shoot your fucking head off, you're compromised a little bit. I forgot who it was, but I think it was James O'Keefe, bro. He said, "What is your price? What is your price? 10 million, 20 million to go in with them?" He goes, "Because if the price isn't your life, then you're not the real. You're not it. Because bro, he didn't need any of this shit. He genuinely wants this country to be striving and thriving, and they hate him for it because the powers that be, the real powers that be, bro, they want communism. They want that. Why are they destroying this country? Why are they bringing in 20 million illegals, bro? You know why? They want to destroy us from within, so we have to be reliant on the freaking government. That's it. That's what they want, bro. And they're willing to have our mothers, our children, everybody get killed, murdered, raped, car accidents. My cousin got freaking, rear-ended by an illegal, my liberal cousin. Thank God nothing happened. I go, it's only a matter of time, bro. 20 million. You don't think they're going to be multiplying and having more kids? Because that's the real number. Mm-hmm. I heard a little bit more. That is strategic, bro. These people have flown airplanes of fucking illegal. Bro, the word illegal means they're already breaking the law. They're not supposed to be here. And this whole bullshit, you don't care. The Statue of Liberty's for... Enough of that bullshit, bro. Yeah. And by the way, the damage has already been done. We're not getting rid of any of those. When you hear mass deportation, how are you going to get rid of them? One camera shows one ICE agent grabbing a kid. That's all over. Trump is. Remember the kids in cages? Those are Obama's cages. So, bro, they're trying to.
Who put them in cages, Joe? Who put them in cages?
Yeah, exactly. Obama. So this great replacement theory, bro. I'm telling you right now. I think like Democrats are playing the long game, bro, because those people are all going to vote for Democrat. But then you look at all these Democratic run cities, bro. Look at you guys know California, Gavin Newsom, has he done anything right, bro? Has Chicago done anything right? Have all these Philly, all these shitty ass places, and these people keep voting for these non-American, dude, it's an agenda. And if you can't see it, I think you're either too blind or you're too stupid.
No, you know what it is? We had Reggie Wright Jr. and Mob James on our show like maybe 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And off air, we kind of had a conversation with them regarding politics because we didn't really touch on politics too much. And we asked Reggie, we said, who are you going to be voting for this year? And he's like, look, I got family that depends on certain types of help from the government.
Yeah.
So, I got to vote for Kamala Harris because they're relying on it. So what they do is they dumb down everybody and they make you rely on them in order to survive.
Of course.
And that's how they get people. Mm-hmm. People aren't stupid, as Kamala Harris says. The 18-year-olds, they're stupid. Yeah. No, people aren't stupid. You've taken something away from them where they unfortunately have to rely on the government in order to put food on the table.
Which essentially is they've taken, if you think about it, they've taken away their freedom because they've taken away their freedom to succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you give them a handout, that's it. They're in chains. They're stuck with you. Because they no longer can go and strive to become successful.
Well, psychologically, it changes them as well.
That too, yeah. They're in shackles and they don't even realize it. They're no longer free. And this is the freest country in the world.
Yeah.
But once you sign up to their programs, you're no longer free. And they don't realize that. I'm going to vote for Harris, pero it's good for my family.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, and it's sad, but that's the attitude, bro. It's like I can't, and that's what they want. That's been the setup. That's why capitalism, they don't want nobody doing business. They want you to, what was it called? We're useful eaters. What that guy, Harar, whatever the fuck his name was.
Geraldo?
No. Harar, I don't know his name. He's like one of these elitist, George Soros pieces of shit. And he's just like, we're just useful eaters, like useless eaters. They just want us to run in the machines, bro, and sit home, just be happy with what the hell you have and just shut the hell up. Yeah. You'll own nothing. One of these WEF demons was like, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Yeah. And the big misinformation that everybody doesn't want to acknowledge is this. When Trump says illegals are coming over the border, right away everybody thinks it's a bunch of Mexicans. He's racist against Mexicans.
No.
If you go watch some of the videos of the people crossing over, they're coming from India. They're coming from
Armenia.
They're
Middle
coming
East.
from the Middle East. They're coming from Europe. They're coming
China.
from Africa. They're coming from China. So it's not about Mexicans. It's people are trying to make Trump a racist against Mexico. I'll tell you guys this much. When I was in Mexico a couple months ago, our driver was driving us to our hotel. And I asked him, I was like, what are your thoughts on America and Trump? He was like, pero I like Trump. Trump was great. We don't like Biden. We don't want Biden in office. And mind you, this is a man that's living in Mexico.
Yeah.
And I asked him why. He says, when Trump was in office, we made more money. The peso was stronger.
Yep.
We had more tourism coming in. I was working. Everybody was happy. He goes, but Biden, I think he's dead.
He's snuggle.
Oh, yeah.
no good.
Wait, there's a couple of Bidens. I've heard that one.
So picture this. The people outside of the United States want this man in office.
Yes.
When America thrives, the world thrives. That's what people need to understand. People spend more money. People take vacations. And what do? They take the dollar and they spend it in your country.
Yeah.
Name one other currency where you could take it to a country and spend it there.
Can't.
You take the dollar to Canada, you take the dollar to Mexico, you take the dollar to Europe, you take the dollar to Russia, China, wherever it is. They'll look at it like, ooh, I like that. But if I bring a peso from Mexico to America and they look at it and go, what the fuck is this, bro?
You want tacos?
Yeah, but now they're gonna say I'm a racist for saying that.
Whatever.
Because I said Mexico.
In Europe, it was the same thing when I was there this summer. All the drivers in UK, Amsterdam, right, were Afghani, Pakistani, different Indian dialects, some Turkish, some from all
Middle
over
Easterns,
the Middle East. Yeah. I asked every single one of them. Not one of them said, "Yeah, I don't like." Everybody was like, "No, we like Trump to be in office."
Yep.
So I was surprised. I expected at least maybe from people from Afghanistan to be like, "No, he's crazy."
No, it's the schmucks in LA that are against Trump. It's our own people, unfortunately.
It doesn't make any sense. So let me ask you guys a question. So do you think that, and when I say them, the Democrat, the government, because FBI, the DOJ is all left, obviously with all the lawfare that they're doing. I think the majority, I don't even know how many conservative are in the Department of Justice. I genuinely, I mean, there have to be, but the way that these people are acting, do you guys think that the Democrats are gonna cheat in this election, the next 2 weeks?
As Trump said, it's too big to rig.
Do you genuinely? Well, I'm saying you don't think that they're gonna try.
Have you seen the Vegas polls?
I saw a couple today.
Bro, he's up.
But he's up in all, like the majority. I want to say if not 90%, 95% of battleground and 95% swing states, which scares the shit out of me though, bro. It genuinely scares me.
66 to 44 or 34. I'm sorry, 66 to 34.
I think the number is too big for them to skew as far as what they did in 2020, where it's like, okay, we'll just bring in a couple million, paper ballots.
Yeah.
This one, because the gap is so far, what they might end up doing is just pretty much shut everything down. Where you'll be like, shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh man, please don't.
Oh, bro. That's what I'm saying is
no internet, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Aside,
bro, and always. So there's something when it comes to these cabals and these evil people. It's called where they show you what they're going to do. It's called karmic retribution. It's in this whole evil, demonic cabal attitude. They have to be. That's why all these signs that you see, bro, Illuminati, all that. It's in their doctrine that they have to show you subliminally what they're. Bro, it's called karmic retribution. You could look it up. They almost have to show you what they're going to do before they do it. I'm not making this up. It's You never like demon and Satan worshipers have morals. So thank God,
they say
that they have
satanic and demonic people will tell you what they're doing.
It's weird.
It's fucking weird.
It's weird. So and bro, and this is what me and you were talking about before we came in here. When are Americans going to basically say enough is enough? Because let's not lie to each other. Like we said, the DOJ, FBI, NSA, dude, every three-letter freaking, all of them, FBI, they're all compromised to me. They work to go after a sitting, like, dude, they went after Trump. They did all this, and it's like I don't say this lightly. They're trying to destroy the country that we live in, and I know that they're doing it. So at what point, bro, do Americans are going to say, okay, listen, enough is enough. We can't, like, because I know we have the Constitution, thank God for the founding fathers, but bro, you know what you don't hear a lot about is the Declaration of Independence. Notice how they didn't really, you heard about it in school, but they never really went after it and taught you. The Declaration of Independence, bro, was two main pieces that you don't even hear about it. One, they mentioned God Almighty multiple times in the Declaration of Independence, and now we have these God-given rights to go after us, okay? And then the second one, bro, if you guys know, the Revolutionary War, the Declaration of Independence was from us, from the Brits, right? And the Second Amendment plays a big part in this, bro. Huge part, because the Second Amendment is in there for reasons like, you know, the kickoff of the Revolutionary War was the battles of Lexington and Concord, I believe, where they found out that the British were going to come in at night and go take over the munitions depot. So they're like, no, you can't. Hell no. And that's where the Paul Revere, the British are coming to warn us. And that's where the Second Amendment comes in, bro. It's from that type of stuff where when the government becomes tyrannical and they're trying to take the arms, which they're always trying to take our freaking guns. That is such a huge part, bro, is what's happening right now. It's the Declaration of Independence has in there that it's not, we're not kind of, sort of, it's our duty that when the government tries to freaking do what they're doing, it's our job to get involved, abolish it, change it, do something, bro, because nothing is going right. Besides all these guys being corrupt, all of our money is getting sent everywhere. We're in trillions of dollars of debt. We're getting hundreds and billions. Dude, Zelensky gets me sick to my stomach when I see that guy and how he gets everything, okay? The border's wide open. 20 million people are here. Americans, girls, young girls, are getting beaten, raped, murdered, and people act like it's not happening. Nothing is going good. And then when there's a disaster like a Hurricane Helene, we don't... Here's $750. We don't have any money.
I'm sure it'll cover it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying we need a freaking revolution of guns. No. What I'm saying is how much more are we going to take? Because we have that God-given right. It's written. We are supposed to say, guys, enough of this shit. We're going to change it. But what's happening is try to get a group together to try to do anything that's going to, guess what they'll bring up? Race, this, you're broke. I'm not, they have us so divided right now, bro. We have literature written that goes against, it's supposed to fix things like this. Because, bro, name one thing that's going right. They're not good with our money. They don't give a shit about the border. Everybody's anti each other, and we have the sentiment of F America. What is it going to take for us to be like, guys, enough is enough?
Civil War.
But I disagree. You know why I disagree? Civil War means we kill each other. Yeah. No, fuck that, bro. Sorry for my language. Like, for instance, here's a good analogy. If all of us lived in an apartment complex, all of us, me, you, him, Joe, all of us, and the landlord is raising the rent, going in your apartment, taking your money, giving it to the neighbors, leaving all the doors unlocked where people are coming in and killing and raping everybody. If that happens, why would we kill each other? Why would you go to his apartment? Like, no. F that. I'm going to the landlord and the board, and I'm going to go. That's why, bro, January 6th, as much as, they try to make it like insurrection, people died, nobody died. Ashley Babbitt was shot and killed by a freaking a secret Capitol Police. That was it. She was a veteran. She didn't have a gun, and they killed her. That's the only death. The other guys bullshit.
Yeah, they talked about 2 police officers dying as well.
All lies. That day, I was actually proud that, you know what? When these people had a problem with the system, they went to the source. Okay, George Floyd got murdered by the cop and all that. That incident. Why are you burning down your own city? Yeah. What? In your right mind, you're burning down black-owned businesses. Doesn't make any sense. January 6th was because they thought that they cheated, and you know what? They did, okay? Even if you just go to the minimal part, the Twitter had a bunch of FBI agents sent there to block stories that we couldn't hear about Hunter Biden. That's cheating. I don't believe in election interference. That's bullshit. That word is bullshit. It's cheating. You guys were cheating, and God knows up with the mail-in ballots and COVID. So, dude, when the system isn't working and that shit's happening, that you go to so they went to January. They were there. They were like, no, protesting. And obviously, they say what you want. I think they egged them on, shooting shit in the,
crowd,
green bags. And then we saw the videos of all the tapes inside. Nancy Pelosi didn't want any National Guard. Trump asked for the National Guard. This is all BS, bro. It's all bullshit.
Yeah,
and
you had AOC talking about like, oh my God, I was terrified Bro, you weren't even inside the building.
Yeah, they're all full of shit, bro. Yeah. But I think it's all full of shit. So it's not. I just hope to God. I can hope and pray. They're gonna do something. They're gonna try. They're gonna try. You keep hearing October surprise. You hear Black Swan event. They said this white lady said on MSNBC a bunch of times. They can't let him win. And you were talking about billionaires earlier. You know what Elon said when he was talking to Tucker? He goes, billionaires, especially Reid Hoffman, who was Elon Musk's, I think, VP. He had a higher ranking in at PayPal. He goes, these billionaires don't want Trump to win because he's going to release the Epstein files. Mm-hmm. Think about that, bro. Wow. Elon Musk is not a lightweight. The guy is not stupid. He's educated. He said billionaires are backing Kamala because of the freaking Epstein list. Trump will release it. What does that say? What does that statement say? You know what it means? A lot of people are panicking, bro, and they do not want this guy to come in because it's going to be retribution. It's going to be honesty, transparency. When he first came in 2016, bro, he came in the White House. He didn't know anybody. That's why I get into arguments with people. They're like, well, he appointed Christopher Wray. If Christopher Wray, I go, he doesn't know anybody.
Yeah.
If Pompeo or somebody else bar all these freaking rats, they say, hey, hire this guy, he's going to hire him because he kind of trusts you because you're a conservative. Come to find out, they're all compromised and they're all full of shit.
They're all rhinos.
So I just hope to God, bro. I just pray to God he does win because, dude, a lot is resting on this. Because if we let these people win, bro, it's over. It's a wrap.
You know, speaking of billionaires, I want to go on the record and say this. With Helena and what happened in Hawaii, how these families are only got $750, right?
Yeah, Helene. Yeah.
So if over the next months or years to come, if you notice BlackRock, Vanguard, these
State Street,
trillion-dollar companies, if they go into these territories and they start buying up the real estate, you know exactly why only $750 is.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Because this is their way of buying up real estate. Just like Ukraine, right? Who got the $400 billion contract to rebuild
BlackRock.
Ukraine?
BlackRock. Yeah, BlackRock.
I think they're going to get these contracts. If not the contracts, they're going to get the real estate in Hawaii and in, was it South Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Right. They're going to get all these real estate at pennies on the dollar. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to rent it out to those same people who only received $750 and say, well, now your rent is $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
I know you can't afford it, but look, we just built a new condominium or new high-rise building.
You know what they'll do? Oh, you know what? You need some government assistance? Here, your rent will stay the same, but here's some Section 8. Yeah. Here's some government assistance. Just be the good boy that you are.
And keep voting for us.
Keep voting for us. See, we're helping you.
Yeah, we love you.
Let's go back to kind of how you ended up where you're at now, which is Valuetainment.
Yeah.
Because you went from New York military, you joined the military, U.S. Air Force, then moved to L.A., joined Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which is surprising. Were you Democrat then, or were you always?
I never, bro. I honestly, I was raised. We never talked politics in the house. My father liked Reagan because the acting. He loved westerns. I don't know what Middle Easterns love westerns. I just don't. I don't get it, bro.
He's right,
bro. Isn't my father would wear like
cowboy?
Dude, my father would wear those button down, with the pearls, the cowboy shirts. Now I wear them, bro. I swear to God, I love them, and they're just quick. You can just take them off.
I feel like Vinny got into it when we got into it because we started the podcast in 2018. This is 2 years after Trump was in.
Yeah, see, right around. I would say a little bit earlier for me because I had to deal with I was in Cali and dealing with my cousins because, bro, I knew I sniffed this whole shit. I'm not a psychic, but I saw everything because, bro, we're comedians. We're fucking very good at observating shit, and I was just like, wait a minute. I knew it like this, bro. I knew what they were doing. I know what he was doing, and I think he was over his head. But we're never political. The 9/11 thing kind of set the flame because I was like, bro, I was in the military, so 2 or 3 days before it happened, 9/11, it was kind of weird. And then, bro, Condoleezza Rice called her friend who was a mayor, I think, of Chicago, and told him not to fly that day. A lot of stuff. So I was like, wait a minute, the government. What the hell's going on? They had an exercise happening, so nobody knew if it was real world or. So that it started going, and then I get out, and then I'm there, and then never talk. Dude, nobody talked about politics. Nobody gave a shit until Trump came in, and I'm in Hollywood. I had to hide, bro. I had to hide my support. I felt like the gay guys in the 80s that could never tell anybody shh, don't. I felt like a closet Trumpasexual. I was like, I had to meet other people like, and I was like, bro, do you like Trump? And people would be like, yes. I'm like, let's go outside and talk about it.
Let's go in my car.
I did the lap, bro. I did the lap. Hey, let's go in the garage and talk about Trump. Somebody's. Hold on. Hold on. Nothing. So bro, I lost friend. Like you guys know, because the psyop of Donald Trump, it was everybody was all in. It was a coordinated attack across the board, bro. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, MSNBC, bro. Everybody was on the same tune, the same freaking page, right? So that's when then it started, bro. And then he won, and I lost people like that, bro. Because I bet money. I bet he was gonna win. I was like, I bet one of my boys to fucking like big dinners and cash, and they didn't want to pay up. I go, well, wait. I'm talking about. I went to the guy's job to try to fight him. That's where I'm at, bro. I was like, yo, what's up? Like, you're not. I don't play that game, especially with all the shit I had to hear from you guys. He's a loser. He's gonna lose. So I won. So then I had to deal with that. Comedy club owners would be like, you can't go on stage and like talk positive about Trump, and I was like, this is a fucking comedy club. Yeah.
Talk about First Amendment rights, huh?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was absolutely horrible. And then I still supported him. Dude, people were wearing red hats again, punch in the face in California, and it wasn't even a Trump hat. As long as it was red, that's how they just, bro. These people were freaking. They're evil, bro. So then COVID hits. I go to the East Coast, Connecticut, to move my mom out to Utah to go stay with my sister who was still in the military. And then, bro, my life is kind of on decline, drinking a lot, going up. I lost two friends. Two of my friends went to this is how crazy God works. How much more time we have? Can I tell the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got time.
Okay, so everything's falling apart. COVID hit. Comedy, I can't perform anywhere. It's really, really bad. It's just starting to kind of, slow down. It's kind of like the whole mask shit's kind of lifted. And then, dude, I'll never forget this. This is how God works. It's a Friday night. I'm supposed to be performing at the Ha Ha Comedy Club in North Hollywood.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Who are Jack and Terry own it. Really, really good friends. I freaking love them. Their son, Jack Jr. Dude, I became funny because of that place. I'd go up all the time. They treated me like family. And I love them all to death. I get a call, like, I'm supposed to be performing that night. Like, and she's like, where are you? What the? Bro, something inside said, don't go. And call it what you want. I say it's God. God was like, tonight's not your night. And I was I was on the venue, and she's like yelling at me. And bro, I stayed home. I get messages from a group, and I'm not going to say any names, but you guys, we could talk after about just to fill you guys in. This girl, couple friends, Vinny, let's go out. We're going to party. We're going to drink. I go, dude, not tonight. They're like, this girl, she's trying to hook up. And I go, no, I'm not going to do it. So 2 nights, it was Friday. So late Saturday night, because they were partying for a while, I get the phone call. Hey, Vinny, these two are dead. Really, really close friends of mine with one of their girlfriends. The other girl's in bad shape that, hosted the party. And I was like, what the, it's surreal, bro. I'm getting because not here, but.
Are these Jack Jr.'s friends?
Yeah,
he talked about it on the
Jack
podcast.
knows all of them. Yeah. So, by the way, they weren't OD'd. It was called poisoned. They were poisoned because, bro, they did a bump or a line and they died. It's fentanyl. Mm-hmm. So, and the girl, the DEA was involved. The girl, they all, Godspeed for them, and I'll pray for their souls because they need it. But nothing was going right, bro. I felt not, because I was supposed to be there, bro. And I definitely would have done a bump because I'm just being honest with you. I was drinking. I was in that mode. My cousin, the next week or so, sometime around that time, bro, he brings me to Glendale Galleria. He goes into some sunglasses at Ray-Ban in the Galleria. Actually, as of the Americana. It was Americana. He goes to the red Ray-Ban. I'm on my phone, bro, scrolling, and I see Pat's face, and I see the word David in the thumbnail or something. I'm like, that guy, it looks like my dad. I'm like, same, like, if you look at my older photo of my dad, I go, he's dark. David, that's a Jewish last name. I go, I click on it. And I see a Syrian.
No idea.
I have no idea. I swear to God, I shouldn't swear to God because I'm not supposed to. I promise you, had no idea who Patrick Bet-David was at all. Haven't seen one video of him, period. He just jumps in my algorithm. And I click on it. I see a Syrian. I'm like, what? And I start, dude, 10 minutes. He's in the store talking to this. I see him yelling at this lady, They're broken. My cousin with his glasses. And then I see it. I'm like, huh, I hit the story. He's in Cali with Tikran, his boy. I message him. I go, hey, Pat, I'm a Syrian comedian. I'm performing tonight. Come through. He goes, I can't. I'm busy, but give me your number. I'm going to call you tomorrow, and I want to talk to you. Okay. Exact time he calls me, bro. My cousin's with me the next day for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. What are you doing? What, like, basically how Pat is now. What are you looking to do? This is what I'm doing. Valuetainment. This is he told me the whole story. I came to visit, brought me in his house, saw the family, saw the kids, fell in love with everybody. I came back one more time, bro. He put me on the podcast. And then I was like, I could do what I'm doing podcast in California. I can have comedians on. Mm-hmm. He goes, nah, I'd rather have the person that I'm working with. He's you know that work from home shit? Pat doesn't play. Yeah. So yeah, work from home. Yeah. Anyway.
Remotely.
All those companies are failing, by the way, and firing people. And then, bro, I just took a leap of faith, man. And that's what we're going back to the beginning. What are you scared of? Well, I was like, what are you nervous about? Nothing is happening. You lost 2 people. Could have easily been you. Go for it. And bro, it's been 2.5 years. I've been sober for a year and 5 months. I started going to church because I'm Christian, but I started really going and reading the Bible and getting closer to God. Bro, night and day, because it was alcohol first, then it was God and Jesus Christ. God put this guy, bro, and I'll never forget Pat's father, Gabriel. I love him. I'm talking to Pat on the side of the house, and Gabriel's just looking at me, and he goes, in Assyrian, he goes, he's like, God made this happen. Like an Assyrian guy, half Armenian, I didn't even know existed. And now it's like, bro, we just went bing, and the future looks bright. But it's like, I got blessing from God, because I realized too, the closer you get to God, the more you start to wake up, God opens these doors. These opportunities come, bro. And you have to be looking and be willing to jump in there, bro. Just do it. You know how scared I was? People like, dude, I left everything. Everybody, my family, everybody was starting to move to California. My brother's there, my mom, my sister. I packed my freaking bag and I came here, bro. I got my car shipped. I was in the office, and then Pat's like, I didn't even know what to do with it. Like, write some sketches, and he just felt like, and then look where I'm at, bro. It's insane, man. I cannot explain it. There's no words, and I owe Pat a lot.
You've come a long way, man.
Crazy, bro.
And you know what I've noticed, I think, is you and Pat have a unique relationship together. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's the Assyrian in both of you.
I don't know what it is, bro.
You guys seem to have this different level of connection, brotherhood, and he's really taken you under his wing.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Oh, dude, bro, 100%. And like, I tell people, it's like, you talk to Pat, bro, and like this guy has read over 1,000 books, bro. When you talk to this guy, I say thank you, bro. I'm like, Pat, you're getting the cliff notes of everything that's coming out of this guy's mouth. He knows what he's talking about. He's intentional with his words. He loves people. He loves his family, bro. The guy let me in. Like, I go on vacations because I'm not, I'm dating, but I have no kids. I have no nothing. He's like, in the same, he's like, move at, like, what are you doing for the holidays? I go, yeah, I was thinking about going to Cali, but he's like, you're coming with me. Multiple vacations. God knows how much money he spent. Like, it's unbelievable. I've been to Aspen. I've been to, the Bahamas. I've been to all these places. He's welcomed me into his family. I absolutely love his kids. Bro, he told me the other day, he said this in front of people too. He's like, there's only 2 people that have ever taken my child and gone to a movie with my kid. Mario, and he goes, Vinny. He goes, that level of trust and just love, bro, not only under my wing, mentor, meaning, because when sometimes people are like, that's my mentor. There's no meeting. I'm just in awe of this human being, bro. And by the way, I don't believe in reincarnation, but it almost, if you did believe it, it seems like Pat has been back multiple times and he's figured it out. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
when
I know
you
what
see
you
somebody
mean.
like that, you're like, dude, have you, like, Groundhog Day? How many times have you been here? Because yeah, he has his flaws, but bro, I've not only learned so much, I've seen so much and how it works, because I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I didn't go to college. But you pick up a bunch of stuff, because I'm in rooms and I'm in meetings where I'm like, what the hell am I, like, the secret of, like, and sorry to cut you off, the like, hey, listen, we trust you to where, Trump is coming in a couple of days. Don't say nothing, and we trust you that you're not, because we know it won't leave this room. To be in those rooms, bro, to have that level of trust,
Because I've noticed most people, nobody really knew about some of his meetings, some of his business dealings, and
Nobody.
You seem to
nobody
be
knew.
in on it.
Yeah, and I'm
Can you
lucky.
text us when that happens?
Yeah, like guys.
Or post it on IG and then tag us. Or collab.
Yeah,
Collab, right?
Yeah,
collab will be better.
What were you gonna say? Did I cut you off?
I forgot what I was going to say.
Shit, it was something about the family and the trust and
Yeah. So I think what Pat, and again, he could speak for this himself, but from my understanding of what he's trying to accomplish with you is he's trying to instill that family dynamic into you.
Yeah.
I know you said you were dating, but you at the time being single, not having a family, him kind of guiding you in a family father figure, showing you like, look what I have. I have 2 boys, 2 girls, a wife. My father is here. Life is good. He's a man of God as well. He's trying to instill that into you because he wants you to succeed as well. And I think it's a genuine,
big time
genuine, because nobody would fucking just take somebody under the wing and just do it for like their benefit.
Yeah.
He sees something there where he wants to make sure that a brother of his, not a blood brother, but it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
A brother of his is succeeding financially, emotionally, and has that family core, because family is everything, man.
I agree.
Family is everything.
Oh, I agree.
At the end of the day, as men here, like Arno mentioned, there are 3 fathers here. Hopefully, God willing, soon in the upcoming years, you will become a father too. Mm-hmm. You truly realize the meaning of life, because you could have anything in this world. I mean, see, for example, when I listen to Bill Maher, right, his podcast, a single guy, no kids, I feel like I don't care you're worth a couple $100 million. You have no purpose in life.
Nothing.
I mean, what do you wake up for?
Yeah.
And some people will say, well, being a father or mother, being a parent is not for everybody. Yeah, I agree. But at the end of the day, that's what gives you purpose in this world. There's nothing else that matters more than our kids for us, because everything we do from the moment we wake up is for them, even though there's a certain aspect of it which is for selfish reasons, right? Because the better your kids do, the better you're going to feel about yourself.
Absolutely.
So that's the selfish aspect of it. But at the end of the day, they give you nothing else matters in life other than them. And one day when you do become a father, which I think you'll be a great father, especially you have the guidance of Pat and Gabriel, and you're surrounded by amazing people. I don't think you can fail.
I don't think
you have the option.
I know, you're right.
You're destined to fail.
Yeah, because what's it called when you're at a job and they get hands-on? What's it called?
Shadowing, like hands-on
training.
training.
Hands-on. I got hands-on training, bro. Like I'm talking about dealing with the like I said earlier, the younger one, the bigger one. The other day I brought them to a homecoming thing because Pat and they were out of town, and one of them was like, "I'm not going home." I'm like, "What's wrong?" He's like, I tried to talk to this girl and she said no, and I'm like, "That's what you're worried about?" And then I had to have a moment where I'm like, "Bro, they're gonna." I go, "Dylan, you're a good-looking kid." I go, "The future," and I'm having a 10-minute conversation because he's, imagine trying to talk to a girl and she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, how many girls were with her? He's like 7. I go, "She's just being. She probably likes you." So I'm getting hands on those moments.
There you go, man.
And I do, and I tell him this. I appreciate it so much. I'm also learning that if you do stuff in front of them, you guys know this as fathers, they remember. Like I was talking to Tico. Brooklyn is the 3. She's over there, like kind of in the corner. I don't even know if she could see me, but I look at Tico, the older one. I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna kill you." And I do that, and we have a funny moment, dude. The next day, something's happening. I'm like, "Brooklyn," and she looks at me. She goes, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like they see and they remember everything.
They're
I'm like,
sponges.
"No," and I'm like, "Don't remember that. I'm gonna get in trouble for that." So just the aspect and the hands-on training, but then and you guys, you nailed it, bro. I don't know why. You gave a good point of view of why. It's just I how lucky am I to have gone from literally almost dying in a living room where it would have killed my mother because they all got poisoned in the living room, like the sun was up, and it's a whole crazy story I'll tell you guys after. From that moment that I probably would have been there, almost 100%. If I went that night, I would have been in that room, no doubt. Like I get goosebumps thinking about it. From that to Glendale, Pat, my phone, flying, seeing to be where I'm at right now, bro. Oh my God,
iron sharpens iron, baby.
And I thank God, bro. And a big part of this, every single day, I get on my hands and my knees and I thank God for the day, for what I've gotten. I ask for forgiveness. That relationship, and I tell people all the time, praying in front, like people love to pray in front of people, just like when they give. And in the Bible it says, if you give with your right hand, let your left hand not even know that you're doing it. Those people that are just, hey, I'm giving a homeless person. I hate all those videos where they're like giving them and you're recording it. That should be something personal that you feel in here. A relationship with God, guys, like an actual talking relationship by yourself. If it's a minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, go in a room and really surrender and talk to God and ask for that guidance, bro. It's night and day. Now actions, the stuff that comes out of my mouth. Now when I say stuff like, which I don't like doing, I swear to God. In the Bible, it says you shouldn't do that. You should just, your word should be good enough.
That's it,
we don't need to swear to anything. Lying, porn. Dude, I haven't watched porn in I don't even know how long, because you're not supposed to do it. All these, guidance, all these little things, it makes you a better person. And I think that relationship, bro, changes everything, because now I'm like looking at life through a different lens. And I encourage people to do it, because I feel, me personally, when you know the beauty of God and you know what Jesus Christ is about and what he did for us, because no matter what anybody says, bro, he was here. Muslims talking about him, Christians, Jews, he was here, bro. He did what he did, and it's not a lie. So when I know this and I have all this information and all this love and all this thing that I've learned, not telling somebody about it, bro, that kind of is wanting it, is like hanging out with people that are starving, bro, really hungry. And I know that there's food right there. They can't see it. It's right there. And I don't tell them about it. I'm not one of those guys that's just, because sometimes it's like people just don't stop and they're aggressive. But when the conversation happens, bro, and they ask me like, Vinny, how did you get here? What's happening? I have to give the glory to God, and I have to tell them, just because a lot of people struggle, bro, and they message me a lot, like on Connect, on Pat's app, and they're like, dude, I just don't have it. Like, even when I'm praying, I'm not feeling it. And I'm like, bro, this relationship, it takes a while. Not everybody that just goes, oh, I love Jesus Christ, I love God, and it happens. No, it's a journey. And if you're willing to go through it with God, with Jesus Christ, you're going to be fine. Even if in the rough moments, bro, you're going to be good. Like what we talked about, the end of the game is paradise.
Leave it in his hands. Don't expect anything.
Yep.
Leave it in his hands, and it will come.
I agree.
He will guide you in the right direction.
Yep.
It's like that one story where the guy's drowning in ocean at sea, and he says, God, please help me. Please help me. And all of a sudden this boat comes by. He goes, hey, do you need help? He goes, no, I don't need help. God's going to help me. Yeah. The boat goes by. And he's drowning. Another ship comes by. He goes, hey, bro, you need help? He goes, no, God's going to save me. Go. And all of a sudden this helicopter comes by. He goes, hey, bro, you need help? He goes, no, God's going to help me. So he drowns, he dies, goes to heaven. And then he goes, God, why didn't you save me? He goes, bro, I sent 2 boats and a helicopter.
What do you think those are for?
Well, who do you think sent you those?
So, you got to leave it in his hands and just let him guide you in the right direction. Yep. And everything, the doors will open. You just got to walk through them. I agree. As simple as that.
I agree.
Vinny, we appreciate you taking time out of your Monday to be with us.
Is it Monday?
It is Monday.
It's always Monday when you're on the wall.
Yeah, dude, Mondays are the worst. To be honest with you, I look forward to, because we bust our butts, bro. Sunday I go to church because there's 2 services. There's an early and then there's a later. 11 o'clock, everybody goes, right? Everybody's there. I started going earlier than 9, so my day, I have a little bit more of the day. Yeah. And then I used to dread, bro, Monday, like when you just Monday, and now my Mondays are just like, it's fun because, bro, and then I don't, dude, the older you get, how fast are the weeks going by and the days? What is it?
Wait till you have kids, bro.
Oh, really?
Wait till you have kids. Because your kids end up having like a schedule of like an executive CEO, bro. You're just a designated Uber driver.
Well, you take Pat's kids around to soccer.
Oh, yeah.
You know how it is. It's like, soccer, then chess,
it's a schedule,
then
bro.
Piano, then guitar.
And he has 4, bro. He has 4.
Yeah, dude. When we did the show with Pat here, I mean, we sat down for like almost 2.5 hours, and then he's like, "Bro, if Dylan didn't have a soccer game, because I was gonna continue to sit down and chit chat with you guys." But this is what we want to do with you. We appreciate you guys, obviously, Valuetainment, Pat, you, the whole crew, for allowing us to come back and do a show with you. But when you're back in LA, we'd love to have you at our cigar lounge, at the Glen Arden Cigar Lounge, with the boys.
For sure, 100%. And I should be going.
Whenever it is.
Yeah, I think in the next month I'm going to surprise my mom. Maybe I'll come. Maybe she'll make some like Nazuka.
You ruined the surprise now. Your mom's gonna watch this.
Shoot.
There you go.
Mom,
But next time, we'd also love a tour of the new compound you guys got.
Oh,
Looks
dude,
sick,
wait,
bro.
are you guys not going to be around for November 5th?
No.
Dude, this place is, it's for 3 years, this guy's been trying to go after it. And like, well, I made my mom light candles, and she was lighting candles for Pat to get the property for, dude, the odds of, by the way, I remember him looking at me and I was like, Pat, what are the percentage? I'm one of those like, come on, give me the, it was at 2% at one point when it first started. Because the guy, the whole story about 2% of getting this property, bro. And like, bro, and Pat says is having God's favor. It's a real thing, bro. So I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'm looking into the camera. When I'm in California, I'm doing this podcast again. Do you guys like the shirt?
I would love it.
It actually feels great. No, great.
Looks
It's a
sexy.
Does it
large.
feel great?
Back in the day, I used to wear like mediums and trying to be all tight, but I don't want to be that guy. I saw a guy like as much as and I know we're done. I go to church, bro. And you know how hard it is, because girls wear what they're like. I can't like I'm looking straight. But the devil's in there, kind of like, look. I'm like, no. And then, because you're in there, bro, you're trying to hate on people too. I mean, you're still human. There's one of these dudes that was walking around like this that was not built at all, but he had ILS, the imaginary lat syndrome. And like in my head, I'm like, oh God, I want to just go up to him. Like, dude, put your arms down. You don't have the back to have your arms just floating. Like, I'm a work in progress, guys.
Oh, man. Well,
Next time, don't worry.
Yeah.
Vinny, again, we appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
We wish you all the best, man, all the success in the world. And we're very proud of what you've accomplished so far.
Thank you. Yeah. So far.
It's just the beginning.
And dude, when I first heard Pat say the future is bright, I'm going to be honest, I was kind of like, yeah, but I wasn't optimistic because of what the system is and what the system does. But it does actually look bright on multiple levels, besides the God factor that we talked about, that the future is, no matter what, it's going to be bright. But with people like this and the alliances that you guys are talking about that we're making, people are starting to form together. And bro, enough is enough. I that's one of my, I love hearing that. Enough is enough. Put all the BS aside. Stop letting them separate us, because we're the 99.9%, bro. They're the maybe more, 99.98. They're the 1% powers. We're in control. We run the show, and when we're tired of it and stop letting us pushing us around, we make real change, bro. And it's happening. And God willing, they protect Trump. This next dude, I hope you guys realize this next however many days, it's not gonna stop. It's gonna get worse and worse and worse. But if we stay true to it, I think we'll be good.
Buckle up, baby. We're
It's
going
gonna
for
be
a
a wild
ride.
ride.
Definitely. Guys, today's show will be up and running on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and all major platforms mañana. Everybody have a great week. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys all next Monday.